Good afternoon, everyone. Jonathan Davis here with Davis Auto Sports. Excited to offer you guys a 2006 Jeep Wrangler LJ Unlimited. This Jeep has 82,000 original and documented miles. This Jeep came into Davis Auto Sports 100% original, all factory, no modifications at all. All the upgrades mentioned in this video, along with the services, were just performed by us over the last 5 or 6 weeks, if not a hair bit longer. Last year of the LJ. This is an automatic transmission. So first thing you will notice is the pretty much like brand new paint. We bought this Jeep in phenomenal condition. All the Jeeps that we buy here have to meet our requirements, and this one surely did. In addition to it being in great condition, we did our full paint correction service on this Jeep. So you're looking at original paint that we wet sand, compound, polish, and buff, and the end result is absolutely beautiful finish. Everything black pretty much on the Jeep was removed and painted and reinstalled for a nice, fresh, dark look. The headlight bezels themselves were replaced with black bezels. Up front, upgraded to DOT approved black LED headlights with the black lenses. They do have the amber bulb, so they'll pass inspection with no problem. But if you note, dark black bumpers, black flares. We did install a brand spanking new top. Side steps were removed, sanded, and repainted as well. We have a full 2.5-inch suspension system, as well as upgraded steering all the way around the Jeep. So all new coils on all corners, new shocks, new control arms, all the hardware, as you'll see on the control arms, and all the other suspension components are all brand new. Up front, every single component is upgraded: tie rod bar, tie rod ends, track bar, steering stabilizer, sway bar end links, bump stops. The entire drive line has been been serviced. So the front diff, rear diff, transmission and transfer case has all been fully serviced, cleaned out, flushed, synthetic fluids, filters where they need to be. All the seals have been replaced: new rear main seal, valve cover gasket, oil pan gasket. As I noted, all the bolts are all new. We have one tech that does the install. A second tech goes through and checks for the proper torquing and marks them so that we know that they've all been done. That's on every nut and bolt on the Jeep, even on items that we did not install. As you see, new upper control arms as well. We have a ton of pictures of the undercarriage and the work being performed, so make sure to check that out. Our axle housings, when we do our lifts here, we don't just install these parts. As you'll see in a lot of our videos and our progress pictures, these axles come completely off of the Jeep, so we drop the control arms, everything. We media blast these to a perfectly smooth finish, and then we coat those. So the way this undercarriage looks now, it's our goal for it to look this way months or years down the road. Another reason we go with the gray tin hardware, so it won't rust up if you have to service it. And as mentioned, that's on even the transfer case drop down over there. You'll see it, control arms in the back. So everything I'm going over here in the front, same thing was done in the back. Look at that wheel well, new bump stops. We got brand new backing plates here. I believe we did rotors, calipers, and pads. I'll take a look on the outside and give you an exact answer, but for a full list of all the specs, make sure to check out our website, davisautosports.com. Looks like a new oil pan. We've been doing those recently as opposed to cleaning them up. So besides the gasket, you got a new pan in there as well. $285, $75, 16 BFG all-terrain. Can't go wrong on that classic setup. That's our very own Moab DAS wheel. We had this wheel custom made. Yes, new rotors and pads as I peek through there. This is made for our setup that we commonly use, 0 offset as opposed to a positive offset. So it's got a nice concave finish to it. Everything's super clean and nice on this bad boy. Take a look how smooth that frame is. New control arms back here as well. Sway bar, brackets, I mean everything. You got control arms here, control arms here. I mean, drive shaft work, so list goes on and on. Floor paint and everything on this Jeep is very clean. This is surface dirt, but extremely clean Jeep inside and out. Looks like the transmission pan got cleaned and painted as well. We spent a ton of time on our undercarriages. Take a look at the hardware on the drop down for the transfer case. Super clean rig. Part of our paint correction when we wet sand, which you won't see in the video, I mean, you'll see the gloss, but how smooth the paint is. The wet sand is getting all the top contaminants off, and then we compound and polish it, and just look at the glare on it, it almost looks wet. So even a simple build that it looks like a simple Jeep, it takes us weeks and weeks and weeks just to do a basic little setup, where if you were to go to a shop and say, hey, give me a lift, wheels and tires, you'll be in and out of there in 2 days. But we, as you see, we do much more than that. License plate bracket gets removed. It gets painted as well. Bumper caps, same thing there. I believe on this guy, we're doing them on all of our Jeeps. Yeah, you got brand new handles as well. These handles over time get worn out. They just start to lose powder coat or paint. The seals start to get iffy. So we just been replacing those sort of standard. As you see, that one's perfect as well. I'm not going to show you rip up all the carpet, but the floor pan on this guy is absolutely incredible all the way around. We have an extended tire carrier that brings the tire out and up. And we also have a LED fifth wheel light back there. So the whole ring behind that wheel lights up as your fifth wheel brake light. Just absolutely beautiful. Brand new top, tinted windows, new handle. And I really don't think that there is a ding on this Jeep. I mean, there may be a tiny one here or there, but if there's anything you guys want to add to this Jeep, if you want an aftermarket front bumper, a winch, a different set of wheels and tires, whatever it is, let us know. We often add stuff by request, so not a problem. Seals in great condition. I mean, look at this hood. Beautiful, beautiful Jeep. Inside is extremely clean as well. Do a test drive here in a moment. Got your books in there. Everything's very, very clean. Doesn't have your typical cracking up top. Original windshield. That's incredible. Zero signs of smoking. There's no odor, there's no burns. I don't smoke. I'm the owner of Davis Auto Sports. I don't buy vehicles where people have smoked in. Absolutely beautiful engine bay. Clean as can be. Back firewall spotless. You can see if you look in between there on that blue seal in there on the valve cover, it's brand new. When we remove the actual valve cover itself, I said valve cover, I meant gasket. When we remove the valve cover, we blast those down, prime those, and paint those for a nice clean look. Those start to look dingy over time, and being that's one of the main things you see in here, we have it off. Might as well clean it up, take that extra step and do things right. As you see, that guy's been replaced. There's a lot of little things over the course of the build that my guys here are trained. If it's something small like that, they do it without even telling me. So there's a lot of stuff goes in the system, of course, but little things like that can easily not get added to the Jeep. So always small little things like that. Better take the right approach and do it and not know about it than not do it and not know about it. So as y'all see, cosmetically, she is all there, super clean. Believe we did some work on the back brakes as well, but once again, that will be in the listing. Windshield's in great condition. AC blows nice and cold as well. We do our suspension and steering packages here. We've built hundreds of TJs and LJs, but more specifically this setup here on a 2.5-inch lift. I would probably say 95% of people that go to a shop and get a 2.5-inch lift installed are getting at the most coils and shocks. Some people probably just get spacers and shock relocation brackets, but even on a moderate lift like 2.5 inches, as you see, all new control arms. One of the reasons we do the control arms, they are factory spec control arms. A 2.5-inch lift doesn't need extended or adjustable, but it's more so the bushings that are inside. And yes, we can remove the original control arm, put a new bushing in it, but by the time you do that, let's just put new ones in and be done with it. So we do all the control arms, and from there, tie rod bar, upgraded tie rod inch, track bar, steering stabilizer, sway bar end links, everything. So when you get this Jeep, you're gonna be able to track this thing one finger on a road with deep crowns in it, and it not drive you, you drive the Jeep. You hit bumps, it's gonna absorb it properly. You're not gonna have bump steer. You're not gonna end up in the other lane. My knees are not on the wheel. And this road right here has really deep crowns in it from big trucks driving down here. This is a logging area with nothing but semis. I can keep one finger on the wheel of this for the entire drive, and that's due to the components we install, doing it thoroughly. I think I fibbed about all the big logging trucks coming down the road. Steering wheel straight as can be, no pulling. When you lift the Jeep and you're changing suspension components, it's always been our motto to do it right, do everything, and not half-tail it, and you'll enjoy the Jeep. It won't just look good because it's lifted, it'll drive good. Put your elbow here and drive the Jeep and enjoy the Jeep. No hands off the wheel, wheels not shaking, going completely straight down the road. Hard on the brakes, steering wheel smooth as can be, no vibration. And there's not one thing that will cause, we get 20 phone calls a day, emails. My Jeep does this when it drives, how come? Well, there could be a number of reasons, and then we've seen every reason possible, from the bushings in the control arms. People will get a lift, we'll inspect it after the fact because it doesn't drive right. The shop said they don't need control arms for the reason I'd mentioned earlier, but yet they didn't realize that the bushings were shot inside and they did need them. So very hot day here in Richmond. I'm very comfortable. AC's very cold in here. I don't even have it on the highest setting. Temperature is back of where it should be. Guys, if y'all have any questions, feel free to contact us at 855-955-3377. Thank you.